Hello friends, welcome to NEET WORLD. This is your Abhilash Sir, Mathematics faculty for EAMCET, KCET and JEE. So we had started our discussion on straight lines. Okay, in the previous classes we discussed various concepts like distance formula, section formula and midpoint formula, and also condition of collinearity. Condition of collinearity using distance formula, using the concept of slopes, using the area of triangle. That is, also we learnt what is slope, what do you mean by positive slope, what do you mean by negative slope, when you get negative slope, and how to calculate the angle when you are calculating the slope. That is, you should take it in anti-clockwise direction. And then we studied various forms of equation of line, that is point slope form, 2-point form, and also we learnt parametric form and also symmetric form, all these things, various other concepts. Apart from that, we also learned the condition for parallel and perpendicular lines, and proceeding from that we also learned, what did we learn? We also learned condition for parallel lines and perpendicular lines, and also we learned condition for concurrency. Okay, that is, we ended in previous class up till condition of concurrency. That is, in this class we have to study condition of concurrency. And also very important topic we learned, that is angle between two lines, that is tan theta is equal to difference of slope divided by 1 plus m1 and m2, that is m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2, that is within the modular sign. Got it? So in this session we will be studying condition of concurrency and various other concepts. So when we say two or more lines are concurrent when they pass through the same point, that is, suppose this is a line, another line, okay, these two lines are intersecting. So another line, if it passes through this point, we call these three lines as concurrent lines, L, M, N. Okay, L, M, N are concurrent if they all pass through the same point. It may be two or more lines. Got it? So this is the condition for concurrency. Suppose three lines are given by, L1 is given by this, L2 is given by this, and L3 is given by this. Then we take the what? Determinant of this A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. This should be equal to 0. If this determinant is equal to 0, we get that all the three lines are concurrent to each other. That's it. That's it about concurrency. Now, based on the concurrency, let us solve some questions. Okay, let us solve some questions. I told you concurrency means what? Two or more lines passing through the same point. So, based on the concept of concurrency, we have to solve certain questions. So, this is JEE Main 2019 question. They are telling, consider the set of all lines Px plus Qy plus R is equal to 0 such that 3P plus 2Q plus 4R is equal to 0. Which of the following is true? Which of the following is true? They have given two lines. One is a specific line, particular line. This is some general line. This is some general line. Okay, this is some general line. So, they are telling which of the following is true. Each line passes through the origin. If it is passes through the origin, then x and y should become 0. Correct? No. So, that's definitely not possible here. So, we cannot say that. So, this option is wrong. And next thing, the lines are parallel. So, first let us see the slope. Slope is nothing but minus a by b. Here, slope will be equal to what? Minus a by b means here it is minus p by q should be equal to, if they are parallel means m1 should be equal to m2. Let this be m1, let this be m2. Now, this is what? This will be equal to minus p by q should be equal to minus 3 by 2. Okay, minus p by q, that is minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. Minus p by q should be equal to minus 3 by 2. Okay, how can we say that it is equal? We cannot assume that it is equal. Okay, just I have written like this, but we cannot say this. We can't say this with 100% surety. We cannot say that this is equal. Okay, so we cannot say they are parallel lines. Okay, this is also ruled out. Now, the lines are not concurrent. The lines are concurrent at the point 3, 4. So, let us see for concurrency. For concurrency, let us use this point first. 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. So, let me use these points. Let me put the value of x and y. Okay, x1, y1. Let this be x1, y1. If I put the values here, this will become what? 3 by 4p plus q into, that is 1 by 2q plus r is equal to 0. If I take the LCM, what will I get, friends? If I take LCM, I will get 3p plus 2q plus 4r is equal to 0. This is L1. Now look at L2. L2 is nothing but what? L2 is nothing but 3p plus 2q plus 4r is equal to 0. They are one and the same. L1 and L2 are one and the same. That means they are concurrent. That is, they are concurrent. That means the lines are concurrent at the point 3 by 4, 1 by 2. So if I put the values here, at the same point we are getting the same line. That is 3 by 4, 1, 2. That is, they are meeting at the same point, that is 3 by 4, 1, 2. That means what? L1 and L2 are concurrent to each other. Okay, concurrent at the point 3 by 4, 1 by 2. That is, this is the point of concurrency or intersection, you can say. Got it? So this is how this question is solved. Very simple question. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, let us move to the next question, friends. Now, equation of the parallel and perpendicular line, equation of the line parallel and perpendicular to a given line. Equation of a line parallel and perpendicular to a given line. This means what? Okay, suppose a line is given. Suppose a line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 be given. For this, how to write a parallel line? This I discussed in the previous class also. Let us revise again. Okay, while talking about condition for parallel and perpendicular lines, that is when we are talking about slope, for parallel lines the slope is equal, m1 will be equal to m2. When we talk about perpendicular lines, the product of the slopes m1 m2 will be equal to minus 1. Got it? But while discussing that, I also told you what will happen to the equation of a line parallel and perpendicular to given line. Suppose a line is given. For that, if you want to draw a parallel line, how will you draw it? Let this be ax plus by is equal to 0. This will again be ax plus by, but this constant may change. This is equal to 0. That is, the slope should become equal for parallel lines. For parallel lines, m1 should be equal to m2. m1 should be equal to m2. That is, coefficient of x by coefficient of y should be equal in both the lines. That is, a minus a by b. Here it will be equal to again minus a by b. That's why you should write as it is. The constant may change. Here it is c. Here it will become k, something like that. These for parallel lines. Suppose for same thing, this is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is a given line. This is a given line. Okay. For this, if I have to draw a perpendicular line, what will happen? I told crisscross method. Crisscross is what? Here it will become bx ay plus k is equal to 0. One thing is it will become crisscross and the sign will change. Here it is positive means here it will become negative. Here it is negative means here it will become positive. So plus will become negative here. This is a perpendicular line. This is perpendicular line. m1 m2 will be equal to minus 1. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Clear, friends? Okay. So I hope you know how to draw a line parallel to a given line. A line is given, how to draw a parallel line? You will write it as it is. Okay, only the constant will change. When they give you a line and they ask for a perpendicular line, what will you do? Okay, you will write the given line is written, then you will write the crisscross method. That is, the coefficient of x will become y and coefficient of y will become x, and along with the negative sign, or the sign will change for the coefficient of y, and constant will be different. Okay, got it? This is how you write for parallel lines and perpendicular lines. That is what is written here. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Same thing here, it is parallel line. This and this are parallel lines. Parallel lines. So here also you have ax plus by. Here also you have ax plus by, but only constant is changing. Here constant is c. Here constant is d. Now, if I have to draw a line perpendicular to this is the perpendicular line. Perpendicular line, crisscross method, b will become x. B will become the coefficient of x, a will become the coefficient of y, bx ay plus c. Here it is c, here the constant may become different, but here it is plus value, here it will become minus. That is, the sign will change. This is how you write perpendicular lines and parallel lines. Got it? For a given line. Okay. Now, look at this question. A line passes through 2, 2 and is perpendicular to line 3x plus y is equal to 3. Its y-intercept is what? Its y-intercept they are asking. Okay, and this line is passing through 2, 2 and this line is perpendicular to this given line. Okay, the given line is what? 3x plus y minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, let me write a line perpendicular to this. Perpendicular line to this is, let this be L1, let this be L2. The perpendicular line will become what? The perpendicular line will become y minus, this will become what? Not y minus, it will become x minus 3y plus k is equal to 0, because the constant value we don't know, let us take it as k. So, crisscross method. Okay, y will come here, that is, the coefficient of y will become coefficient of x and coefficient of x will become coefficient of y, but here it is plus, here it will become minus, x minus, this is a line perpendicular to the given line. How I told in the previous slide, that is the concept of perpendicular lines, that how to write a perpendicular line for a given line, like that I have drawn here x minus 3y plus k is equal to 0. Got it? Now, for this line, they are telling it is passing to the point, this line is passing to the point 2, 2. So, I have to put the value of 2, 2, this will become 2 minus, what is this, 6 plus k is equal to 0. So, this will become what? 2 minus 6 is minus 4 plus k is equal to 0. So, k will become what? K will be equal to 4. We got k is equal to 4. Okay, we got k is equal to 4. Now, if I put k is equal to 4 in this equation, what will this become? If I put k is equal to 4, this will become x minus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. x minus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. They are asking its y-intercept is. To find the y-intercept, x should be 0. If you have to find the y-intercept, what we should do? I have told you, to find the y-intercept, you have to put x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. Then this becomes what? 0 minus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. So this will become minus 3y is equal to minus 4. So y is equal to 4 by 3. So y is equal to 4 by 3. So y is equal to 4 by 3, friends. That is option D. Okay, very simple question. For a given line, write the perpendicular line and find out the value of k and put the value of k, and then look forward. Then look for y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, put x is equal to 0. If they ask for x-intercept, put y is equal to 0. That's it. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next question. Okay, they are telling JEE Main 2020 question. If the perpendicular bisector of the line joining the points P 1, 4 and Q k, 3 as y-intercept equal to minus 4, then the value of k is. Actually, this one we have already done. This question we have already done. Okay, no need to use the perpendicular by line, that is not required. We will use the concept of slope and we have done it. Okay, no need to draw a perpendicular line to a given line, that is not required, because using the concept of slopes itself, slope for perpendicular lines, we have done it. Okay, we have done it in the previous class. Don't worry about this. This is already solved. Let us move to the next concept. Okay, next, very important, very important. This concept is highly important. This is very important. Okay, why I say very important means the questions are coming directly from this concept. Okay, and it is very useful for you while solving coordinate geometry also. So first concept is distance of a point from a line. Distance, suppose a point is there and its distance from a line, that is always a perpendicular distance, that is straight line. So that is given by distance of a point x1 y1 from the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is given by ax1 plus by1 plus c. Okay, you have to put the value of x1 y1 here, that's it. ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square, very important, square root of a square plus b square. Okay, next it will change, you will get a square plus b square in some concept, but here it is square root of a square plus b square, that is the distance is given by r. Okay, the distance is given by r or d, whatever it is, within modulus sign, because the distance cannot be negative. Similarly, if they give distance between two parallel lines, okay, here the distance was distance of a point from a given line. From a line, if you find the distance of a point, this is the formula which you will use. If they give two parallel lines, okay, if they give two parallel lines, suppose this and this are two parallel lines, if you want to find the distance between two parallel lines, what is the formula that you will use? Okay, the distance between two parallel lines, since there are two parallel lines, their slope will be equal. That means ax plus by will be same there, ax plus by will be same here also, only the constant value will change. So what we can do? We can find the difference of the constants. So that is c1 minus c2 divided by, again here also denominator is same, that is square root of a square plus b square, that is square root of a square plus b square within the modulus sign. It should be within the modulus sign because distance can never be negative. You should be careful here. Okay, here you have to put the modulus sign. This is when it is parallel lines, just find the difference between the constants and divide by square root of a square plus b square. If it is distance from a point, it is ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square, friends. That's it. Okay, we will solve some questions based on this. Okay, distance of ax plus by plus c from origin. If they are saying from origin means, that is, this is also a concept of, first concept which we learn, distance of a point from a given line. If that point is origin, what it will become? Ax1, this will become what? If it is 0 from 0 comma 0, the distance will become what? Ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square. But here x and y are 0, so this will become what? A into 0, b into 0 will become 0, that will be c by square root of a square plus b square modulus. So that is what they have given. So that is distance of a point from a line, distance of origin from a line, or distance of a line from origin is given by c by square root of a square plus b square. If it is parallel lines, difference between constants divided by square root of a square plus b square. So let us see some questions, very simple questions. Okay, for your understanding, we have given this question. The distance of a point minus 2, 3 from the line x minus y is equal to 5 is, okay, they are asking the distance. So the distance is what? We have to put the value of this one, minus 3, okay, minus 3 minus y divided by square root of a square plus b square. Square root of a square plus b square is what? Square root of a square plus b square is 2 square plus 3 square. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, within modulus sign, this will become what? Minus 10 by square root of 13. Okay, minus 10 by square root of 13, this is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. can remove the modular sign, this will be the answer, minus 10 by square root of 13, or you can also write it as 10 by square root of 13. This is the answer for this. Now let us look at this. Find the distance between parallel lines. 15x plus 8y minus 34 is equal to 0. 15x plus 8y plus 31 is equal to 0. Here the constants are only this one, 31 and 34. So I will find the difference between the constants. The difference between the constant is 31 plus 34 divided by square root of a square plus b square. A square is 15, 225. B square is 64 square root, okay, within modular sign. 31 plus 34 is how much? 60 plus 5 is 65. So this will become what, friends? 65 divided by square root of 289. Square root of 289 is 17. 65 by 17. Okay, the answer is 65 by 17. That will be 3.8 something. Okay, you can leave it as it is. So the distance is 65 by 17. This is the answer to this question, friends. Okay, very simple. The first concept what we learned is distance of a point from a line. Next concept is distance between parallel lines. Okay. Look at this. If the line 2x minus y plus 3 is equal to 0 is at a distance 1 by root 5 and 2 by root 5 from the line 4x minus 2y plus alpha and 6x minus 3y plus beta is equal to 0 respectively, then the sum of all the possible values of alpha and beta. JEE Main 2020 question, numerical value based question, not the objective type question. Okay, this is what is given. They have given a line and they are telling the distance of it from other two lines. The distance of it from other two lines. Suppose this line is L1, this line is L2, this line is L3. Okay, what they are telling is L1 to L2, the distance is how much? 1 by root 5. Similarly, L1 to L3, what they are telling, the distance is 2 by root 5. The distance is 2 by root 5. So they are asking us to find the possible values of alpha and beta, sum of all the possible values of alpha and beta. So first let me take L1. L1 is given as what? L1 is given as 2x minus y plus 3. 2x minus y plus 3. What about L2? L2 is given as 4x minus 2y plus alpha is equal to 0. L3 is given as what? L3 is given as 6x minus 3y plus beta is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. So they have given three lines. Okay. Please observe carefully. Please focus. Okay. Kindly focus on this. So if you look at this, I can think like, if I divide this by 2, again I will get 2x minus y. If I divide this by 3, again I will get 2x minus y. So I can see that I can get something like parallel lines. So let me try out. This is 2x minus y plus 3 is equal to 0. If I divide this by 2, I will get it as 2x minus y plus alpha by 2 is equal to 0. This is second line. This if I divide by 3, I will get it as 2x minus y plus beta by 3 is equal to 0. So what I get? L1, L2, L3 are parallel lines. L1, L2, L3 are parallel lines I got. So this one and this one, they are parallel lines. Okay, let me write it like this. This one and this one are parallel lines. Okay, L1 is parallel to L2. Similarly, L1 is parallel to L3. L1 is parallel to L3. L1 is parallel to L3. Okay, so if it is parallel lines, how to find the values? So L1 and L2 distance is how much? L1 and L2 distance of L1 L2 is nothing but square root of, not square root, under the modulus of C1 minus C2. C1 minus C2 is nothing but what? C1 minus C2 is 3 minus alpha by 2. 3 minus alpha by 2 divided by square root of a square plus b square. A square plus b square is nothing but what? Square root of 2 square plus 1 square, that is nothing but square root of 5 I will get. Square root of 5 I will get. Okay, this will be equal to what? This will be equal to 3 minus alpha by 2. 3 minus alpha by 2 is nothing but, let me keep it as it is. This distance is given as what? This distance L1 L2, the difference is given as what? L1 L2, the distance is given as 1 by root 5. 1 by root 5. So this will become equal to what? 3 minus alpha by 2 will be equal to 6. This will be equal to 6 minus alpha by 2 root 5 is equal to, let me write it as plus or minus root 5, because modular sign I am removing modular sign, definitely have to put plus or minus. This root 5 cancels, so I will get it as what? I will get it 6 minus alpha is equal to plus or minus 2. So alpha will be equal to what? Alpha will be equal to what? So alpha will be equal to 6 plus 2 is equal to alpha. 6 minus 2 is equal to alpha. So I will get alpha is equal to how much? From this I will get alpha is equal to 4, alpha is equal to 8. So I will get the two values of alpha, that is 4 and 8. Now if I take the distance of L1 L3, I will get beta. Distance of L1 L3 is how much? That is L1 L3 is 3 minus beta by 3. 3 minus beta by 3, that is 3 minus beta by 3, okay, modulus divided by square root of a square plus b square. Square root of a square plus b square is again root 5 because it is same. Okay, this will be equal to what? This will be equal to, this value will be equal to what? This value will be equal to, this entire value is equal to, this value is equal to what? 2 by root 5. This is 2 by root 5. Now, if I remove this, if I calculate this and remove 3 3 is 9, 9 minus beta by 3 root 5 is equal to plus or minus 3 root 5, this is plus or minus 2 by root 5, plus or minus 2 by root 5. Here root 5 and root 5 can cancel. So, this will become what? 9 minus beta is equal to plus or minus 3 2 is 6. Okay. Beta will be equal to what? Beta will be equal to, here beta will be equal to, I will write here beta will be equal to what? 9 minus beta will be equal to plus or minus 6. That means beta will be equal to 9 plus 6 is equal to beta. Okay, that is beta is equal to 15. Another one is 9 minus 6 is equal to beta, that is beta is equal to 3. So, I got what? I got beta is equal to, I got beta is equal to 15, I got beta is equal to 3. They are asking all the sum of all the possible values of alpha and beta, that is sum of all the possible values of alpha and beta. So, alpha plus beta, okay, that is nothing but what? Alpha is having what are the values? 4 plus 8. Beta is having what are the values? 15 plus 3, that is 12 plus 15, 27, 27 plus 3 is 30. The answer is 30. Okay, the answer is 30, very simple. Okay, just you have to identify this one. This is the key step. This I will write it as a star step for me. Okay, this is the star step for me. This one, writing these parallel lines, they are parallel. L1 is parallel to L3, or L1, L2 and L3 are parallel. This is parallel. Okay, identifying this is the key step for me, very important step. Okay, friends, I hope it is clear to you. This is how you solve this question. Identify the parallel lines. If it is from a point, directly you can use the formula, but if they are given the lines, please identify whether they are parallel lines or not. If they are parallel lines, it is very easy to solve the question. Okay, that is, you will find the difference between the constants and you will find the square root of a square plus b square. That is it. Okay, all right. Let us move to the next question, friends. They are telling the length of the perpendiculars from the points m square comma 2m, mn plus 1 n square to the line x plus root 5 is equal to 0 are in AP, GP, HP, none of this. Okay, this is an NDA question. The length of the perpendiculars from the points they are telling. Okay, so length of the perpendicular, let the first length be P1. Length of the perpendicular is given by what? We will put AX1 plus BY1 plus C, that itself we will keep it. So, this will become what? P1 is equal to x is m square plus m square comma 2 1. From this point is m square to 1 means m is nothing but x is nothing but m square. So, this will become m square plus root 3 2 root 3 y not y 3 root 3 m plus 3. Okay, this is the length of the perpendicular. Okay, this is the length of this perpendicular, and by a square plus b square, square root of a square plus b square is nothing but what is this you will get? By square root of length of the perpendicular is given by what? Length of the perpendicular from this point, that is ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square. Same thing. Distance of a point from my line, or distance of a line from a point, that is what they are telling. So, that is ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square within modulus. This is ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square. A square is nothing but 1 square, 3 square is nothing but root 3 square is 3. So, this will become 2. Square root of 4, this will become 2. Okay, this is what we got. Okay. Now, what about P2? P2 is this point. So, if I put it there, this will become mn plus root 3 m plus n, root 3 m plus n plus 3, okay, modulus within modulus divided by square root of a square plus b square, divided by square root of a square plus b square. What is square root of a square plus b square? Here also it is 2. Here also it is 2, friends. Here also you will get it as 2. Now, let us see P3. What is the value of P3? This is, you have to put these values, n square plus 2n, n square plus root 3 into 2n, that is 2 root 3 n plus 3 divided by 2, a square plus b square is this much. Now, see here, this I can write as what? This I can write as m plus 2 root 3 into p into 3, that is m square plus 3 root 3 square plus 2ab, that is nothing but I can write this as m plus root 3 whole square, correct? No, a square plus b square plus 2ab, m plus root 3 whole square. Similarly, this can be written as what? This can be written as n plus root 3 whole square, n plus root 3 whole square, n plus root 3 whole square, I get it. Now if I see this, I can get some value. See here, if I see this, if I write p1 p3, if I write p1 p3, what will I get? If I write p1 p3, it is nothing but m plus root 3 whole square into n plus root 3 whole square. Okay, m plus root 3 whole square into n plus root 3 whole square. What will I get it? What will I get if I do this? M plus root 3 whole square into n plus root 3 whole square. If I calculate this, what will I get? Okay, p1 p3 is nothing but this, I can write it as what? M plus root 3 into n plus root 3. This entire thing is whole square, I will write it. First let me calculate m plus root 3 into n plus root 3. What will I get? Mn plus root 3m plus root 3n, okay, plus root 3n plus root 3 into root 3 is 3, I will get. So this will be equal to what? Mn plus root 3 into m plus n plus 3, okay, by 3. Okay, this is nothing but equal to what? Whole square. This is nothing but equal to p2 square. Okay, here I have not written denominator because anywhere denominator everywhere it is same. So this will become p2 square. So we got it as what? P1 into p3 is equal to p2 square. This is nothing but the condition for what? This is nothing but the condition for what? AP, HP, GP. What is it? Okay, ABC are in GP, then B square is equal to AC. AC is equal to B square. So that is what we got. P1, P3 is equal to P2 square. That is, these lines are in GP, geometric progression. Is it correct, friends? Is it clear? So these three lines are in GP, geometric progression. The length of these three lines are in geometric progression. Not these lines, the length of these lines are in geometric progression. Okay, all right. Let us move to the next question. If P and Q are lengths of the perpendicular from the origin on the lines x cosec alpha, y secant alpha is equal to k cot 2 alpha and x sin alpha plus y sin alpha sin 2 alpha respectively, then k square is equal to what they are asking. Then k square is equal to what they are asking. P and Q are length of the perpendiculars. So P is the length of the perpendicular from origin to this line. This is line L1. This is line L2. I will take it. So this will be equal to what? X cosec alpha, because origin means x will become 0, y will become 0. I will be left with what? I will be left with only the constant, that will become k cot 2 alpha, okay, divided by a square plus b square. Divided by a square plus b square is nothing but square root of a square plus b square. It is nothing but square root of cosec square alpha plus secant square alpha. I will get it. Square root of cosec square alpha plus secant square alpha. This k cot alpha I got it because I am taking only the value of k cot alpha, because only c, distance from the origin is modulus of c by square root of a square plus b square. Here c is nothing but k cot 2 alpha. That is what I have taken. Within modulus sign I have to take it. Okay, no problem. Now what about, this is the distance of P. What about distance of Q? Q is the distance from this line L2. Here also it is from origin. Origin means x will become 0, y will become 0. I will be left with only constant, that will become k sin alpha. K sin alpha, that is sin 2 alpha. Okay, k sin 2 alpha, k sin 2 alpha divided by square root of a square plus b square, that is square root of sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. Okay, this value is nothing but equal to 1. This value is nothing but equal to 1, this denominator. So first let me simplify this further. This will become k cot alpha, cot 2 alpha divided by cosec square plus secant square alpha, that I will write it as in terms of sin and cos. This will become 1 by sin square alpha. This will become 1 by cos square alpha. Okay, this further it will become k cot 2 alpha. K cot 2 alpha I can write it as cos 2 alpha by sin 2 alpha, sin 2 alpha, and this numerator will become what? Numerator will become sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. This will become 1 divided by sin square alpha into cos square alpha. Okay, this if I send it up, this will become equal to k cos 2 alpha, k cos 2 alpha divided by sin 2 alpha. Okay, this if it goes up, it will become sin square alpha cos square alpha. So this will become sin square alpha cos square alpha, sin alpha cos alpha whole square. I will write it. Okay, I will write 2 here. Okay, I will write 2 here and I will divide by 2 square. I will divide by 2 square. Okay, I will divide by 2 square. So I got what? K cos 2 alpha by sin 2 alpha. Here I will get what? 2 sin alpha cos alpha. Okay, I divided and multiplied by 2. Divided and multiplied by 2 because I have square there. Okay, this will be 2 square. So this will become equal to what? K cos 2 alpha, and this will become what? sin 2 alpha sin square 2 alpha divided by sin 2 alpha. Okay, this sin 2 alpha sin square 2 alpha will cancel and I have 4 here. So this will become what? K cos 2 alpha by k cos 2 alpha into sin alpha, k cos 2 alpha into sin square alpha will get or sin 2 alpha. Let us see. This will become, you will get it here as sin 2 alpha itself. You will get here as sin 2 alpha. You are getting k sin 2 alpha. Fine. Now what do we get it? Sin 2 alpha, here also sin 2 alpha is there, cos 2 alpha should become. Now here we are having k cos 2 alpha by sin 2 alpha, and here it will become what? Here it will become 1 by sin square alpha cos square alpha. If you remove the square root, yes, square root will not be there. I should write only sin alpha cos alpha. There is a mistake. Square will not come. Here square won't come. Here square won't come. So this will become what? By sin 2 alpha. This is what? Cos alpha sin alpha. I will divide and multiply by 2. So this will become what? K cos 2 alpha by sin 2 alpha is equal into sin 2 alpha. This I can cancel. So this will be equal to P. So this entire thing is with respect to P, and Q is nothing but equal to what? Q is nothing but equal to sin square alpha cos square alpha is equal to 1. So this will become K sin 2 alpha. K sin 2 alpha. So here we will be having 2 also. Okay, 2 will be there. So P is equal to cos 2 alpha, K cos 2 alpha by 2. So you got Q is equal to what? Q is equal to, you got this one. P is equal to, you got it as K cos 2 alpha by 2. Q is equal to, you got this one, and P is equal to, you got K cos 2 alpha by 2. Let me square both sides and add. So this will become what? P square plus Q square is equal to K square sin 2 alpha sin square 2 alpha plus what is this? K square cos square 2 alpha by 2 is there here. So this will become 4. Okay, this will become 4. So what I should do here? I should write it as 4. I should multiply and divide by 4 here. Okay, if I multiply and divide by 4 here, what I will get? I should get k square, right? If I have to get k square, I have to eliminate sin square alpha and cos square alpha. So to eliminate sin square alpha and cos square alpha, here I am having 4. So definitely I should have 4 somewhere here. Okay, here I write what? P is nothing but this one, right? So I will write it as 4p square. 4p square plus q square will give me what? K square sin square alpha 2 alpha plus 4 k square cos square alpha by 4. 4 cancels. I will get it as what? K square into sin square alpha plus cos square alpha is equal to 1. K square is equal to 4p square plus q square. We will get it as 4p square plus q square. You multiply p square by 4 so that the denominator 4 gets eliminated. That is k square k square cos square 2 alpha by 4. That 4 will get eliminated if you multiply by 4. So the answer is k square is 4p square plus q square. That is 4p square plus q square. That is option D. Okay. So this is simple till here, but while writing the answer in the end, there you have to do some manipulation to get the answer as per the demand of the options. Okay, where you have to eliminate sin square alpha cos square alpha. To eliminate that, you have to get sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. There you will get the value of 1 and only k square will be left. Okay, is it clear? Let us move to the next question, friends. Now foot of the perpendicular. Okay, foot of the perpendicular. So foot of the perpendicular, it is similar to the distance of a point from a line, but here you have to remember one thing. See, either you can find it using normal method, whether you can, that is, you can find the slope of two lines. This slope of this line and this line will be perpendicular, means it is m1 m2 will be equal to -1, and then you can use the point slope form and find the equation. X minus x1 is equal to slope, y minus y1 is equal to slope into x minus x1. That you can use either, but we don't have time, that much time. In JEE mains we have to use certain formulas, so let us use this. Okay, this formula, how does it come? X2 minus x1, this is x2 minus x1 by A, and this will be what? Y2 minus y1 by B, and divided by it is minus. Okay, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to minus ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square. Here it is minus should be there. This should be equal to ax1 plus by1 plus c with minus sign outside, divided by, it is not square root. It is not square root, it is only a square plus b square, no square root. Okay, distance from the point and distance between parallel lines, we were using square root, but we will talk about foot of the perpendicular. Okay, if they ask foot of the perpendicular, this is the formula, x2 minus x1 by a is equal to y2 minus y1 by b is equal to minus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square, no square root here. Okay, let us solve some questions based on this. The foot of the perpendicular drawn from the origin, okay, drawn from the origin on the line. Okay, this is the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the origin on the line 3x plus y plus y is equal to lambda. Okay, lambda is not equal to 0 is p. This length is p. If the line meets x axis at a and y axis at b, okay, then the ratio of bp is to pa is what? Then the ratio of bp is to pa is what? So they are drawing from 0, 0, that is the foot of the perpendicular is drawn from the origin. Okay, they have drawn it from origin. So the foot of the perpendicular is given by what? Minus of ax1 plus by1 plus c, that is p is equal to minus ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square. It is not square root. So okay, ax1 is nothing but what? 0 into 3 into 0 plus y into, that is y is 0. So this will become what? C by a square plus b square. C is nothing but what here? C here it will become, if you bring it this side, this will become minus lambda by a square plus b square. A square is nothing but 3 square is 9 and b square is nothing but 1. So this will become minus lambda by 10. Okay, the p value will become minus lambda by 10. Okay, the value of p will become minus lambda by 10. Okay, the value of p will become minus lambda by 10. So this is p. Now they are asking the foot of the perpendicular, it is given as minus lambda by 10. Now they are asking the value of a, that is they are telling if the line meets x axis at a, if the line meets x axis at a, then what are the line meets x axis at a means this lambda is nothing but what? Minus lambda by, this p is nothing but minus lambda by 10. They are telling line meets x axis at a, that means 3x plus y is equal to 0, x axis at a, x axis at a. Okay, x axis at a means the value of y will be 0. So this will become 3x is equal to lambda. So x will be equal to lambda by 3. And they are telling the line meets y axis at, the line meets y axis at b, y axis at b. The one of the points will be lambda by 3 comma 0. Another point will be what? Another point will be, that is at b. At b the point will be, the value of x will be 0. At y axis it means, that means x is equal to 0. So this will become y is equal to lambda, you will get it, y is equal to lambda, you will get it. So the coordinates of a will be lambda 3 by 3 comma 0 and coordinates of b will be equal to 0 comma lambda, 0 comma lambda. So we got 3 points in such a way that p is this point, that is the distance of p, that is minus lambda comma 10. This you got it. So you have to find a is there, you got a, you got b. Okay, you have to find bp, pp and pa. You have to find the distance between bp and pa. Okay, a is nothing but what? Lambda by 3 comma 0 and b is nothing but what? B is nothing but 0 comma lambda, and b is nothing but what? 0 comma lambda. And what about p? What about p? So p we got it as minus lambda comma 10, that is 3x plus y is equal to lambda is p. The foot of the perpendicular from the drawn from the origin on the line, this is minus lambda comma 10. Minus lambda comma 10, if you put it, you will get the coefficient, the coordinates of p, and you can solve the equation. That is, you can find bp is to pa either using section formula or distance formula, which you can do it by yourself, and I think you will get the value as 3:1 or something like that. Okay, this you can do it by yourself. Okay, I already told you how to find the coordinates of p, coordinates of a and coordinates of b. Okay, it's very simple, you can do it from there. Next, image of a point. Now we are talking about image of a point. Okay, it's very much similar to foot of the perpendicular. It's very much similar to foot of the perpendicular. If x1 y1 is a point, for that image is given by x2 y2. Okay, where ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Here also it is x2 minus x1 by a and y2 minus y1 by b. Okay, not c, it is b. y2 minus y1 by b. Okay, y2 minus y1 by b. But here it is similar to foot of the perpendicular. Foot of the perpendicular is given by minus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square. There is no square root. But here it is, instead of minus, it is minus 2. Here it is minus 2. This is the only thing you have to remember. This is the only thing you have to remember when it comes to image of a point, how it is different from foot of the perpendicular. Okay, there it is only minus, that is minus 1. Here it is minus 2. Now they are asking the image of a point with respect to x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0 satisfies what? Satisfies what they are telling. So this is given as what? Let us take it as this is the point 3. Okay, let me put the values. This will become what? Minus of 2 into let me take this as alpha minus 3 by 1 is equal to beta minus 5 by minus 1 is equal to minus 2 into ax1 minus ax1, this into ax1 is 3 minus 5 plus 1 divided by a square plus b square. A square plus b square is 1 square plus 1 square is root 2. Okay, this is what we get. Alpha minus 3 is equal to what? Minus 2 into 3 minus 3 plus 1 4. Okay, 3 plus 1 4 minus 5, this will become minus 1 by root 2, that is equal to what? 2 into 2 is 2 into minus 2 is 2 by root 2, that is nothing but equal to root 2 itself. So alpha is equal to root 2 plus 3. Alpha is equal to root 2 by 3, and also we will get beta minus 5 or beta minus 5 is equal to minus beta minus 5, this will become plus 2, minus if I send it this way, this will become plus 2 into minus 1 by root 2, so this will become minus root 2. So beta will be equal to what? Root 2 plus 5, something like this you will get. Okay, something like this you will get. You put the values here and you will get equation which will be satisfying this. Okay, you have to just put the values here and it will satisfy the given equation. That's it, very simple. Okay friends, that's it, very simple. You have to put the values here which will satisfy the given equation. This is about image of a point. This is about image of a point. This you have to do further. Don't expect spoon feeding here. Okay, this you have to do it further. Now they are telling area of a parallelogram when sides equation is given. Okay, when sides, each of the sides, area of a parallelogram. First of all, you have to know parallelogram is not a rectangle, but rectangle can be a parallelogram. Okay, when it comes to parallelogram, two sides are parallel. Okay, two sides. Okay, two pair of sides, not two sides, two pair of sides. This side and this side are parallel. This and this are parallel. This and this are parallel. Okay, since parallel lines, y is equal to mx1, m1x plus c2, y is equal to m1x. Here also it is m1x, here also m1x. Only constant changes. Here it is. Here the slope is m1. For these two lines, the slope is m1. For these two lines, the slope is m2. Since they are parallel, slope will be same. m2. Parallel means slope will be same, I told you. This will be y is equal to m2x plus d2. This is also y is equal to m2x plus d1. Only constant changes. Only constant changes. Now, the area of the parallelogram is given by the difference of the constant of two parallel sides. Okay, that is c2 minus c1 into d2 minus d1 divided by difference of the slopes. Difference of the constants of two parallel sides. Difference of the constants of both the parallel sides. Okay, both the pair of parallel sides divided by difference of the slopes. Divided by difference of the slopes within the modulus sign. This is very important, within the modulus sign. Okay, now let us solve a question. They have given find the area of a parallelogram formed by the lines. Okay, they have given some lines. For this we have to find the area. Now first of all you have to understand, when I discuss the concept of area of a parallelogram, I told you something, that is I told you y is equal to mx plus c, here also y is equal to mx plus c, y is equal to mx plus d1, y is equal to mx plus c1, something like this. But here the given lines are not in the standard form. We have to bring it to the standard form. This line we have to bring it to the standard form. 2x minus 3y, here also 2x minus 3y, they are parallel. Okay, 3x minus 2y, 3x minus 2y, they are parallel. So first let me bring this into standard form. That is, in the equation of standard form means y is equal to mx plus c form, y is equal to mx plus c form. This we have what? 2x minus 3y plus a is equal to 0. So this will become what? Minus 3y is equal to minus 2x minus a. So 3y is equal to 2x plus a. Okay, y will be equal to what? 2x by 3 plus a by 3. 2x by 3 plus a by 3. Now what about this line? 2x minus 3y plus 3a. Okay, 2x minus 3y plus 2a. Okay, this will become what? This will become equal to 3y is equal to 2x plus 3a. Okay, y will be equal to what? 2 by 3x. Okay, 3 by 3 will cancel, this will become a. These two lines are parallel. These two are parallel lines. Now let us take another set of parallel lines. 3x minus 2y minus a is equal to 0. So this will become what? This will become what? This will become 2y minus 2y is equal to minus 3x plus a, minus 3x plus a, but I want y in terms of positive. So 2y will be equal to what? 3x minus a, and y will be equal to 3 by 2x 3 by 2x minus a by 2. This is one line. Okay, what about this line? This will be equal to same thing. This will be y will be equal to, here also y will be equal to that side it will go 3x plus 2a or 3x minus 2a. Okay, this will be equal to 3x minus 2a or 2a will be equal to this, y will be equal to 3 by 2x minus a. This is another parallel line. These two lines are parallel to each other. So we got the set of parallel lines. So now we have to find the area of the parallelogram. Area of the parallelogram is difference between the constant, that is a by 3 minus a into this one is minus a by 2 minus a by 2, minus of minus will become plus minus a divided by slope, difference between the slope. Slope is what here? Slope is here 2 by 3, here it is 3 by 2. So 2 by 3 minus 3 by 2. You should be very careful while solving this question. It's a very simple concept, but while solving you should be careful. Otherwise you will get completely wrong answer. You should be careful. Okay, so this will become what? A by 3 minus a will become minus 2a by 3. This will become a by 2. Okay, 2 cancels. So this will become 2 to the 4, 3 to the 9, 3 to the 6. Okay, 3 to the 6, 3 to the and 2 3 the. Okay, this will become what? This will become equal to minus into minus a square by 3 divided by minus 5 by 6. So 3 1s are 3 2s are. Okay, minus will become plus. So 2a square by 5. 2a square by 5 square units you will get it. 2a square by 5 square units. So that is the area of the parallelogram. 5 square units. 2a square by 5 square units. 2a square by 5 square unit is option B. That is option B, friends. 2a square by 5 square units, we are getting it in option B. Most important thing while calculating the area of the parallelogram, don't use it in the form of ax plus by plus c. Bring it to a form of y is equal to mx plus c. Bring it to a form of what? Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, then you find the area using, find the difference between the constant of the two pairs of parallel lines divided by difference in their slopes, that is m2 minus m1 or m1 minus m2, because we are using the modular sign. That's it. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll continue in the next session. Thank you so much. Please share, subscribe and like it, like the session, and share it with most number of friends so that it will be useful. Okay, thank you.